The text message was cold, out of nowhere. It was from David, my husband Michael's brother. We weren't close. He usually only contacted me when his father wanted something or when he needed to complain about family issues. The message said, "Hey, small family thing Sunday. Dad's place. 4 p.m. Be there. Important. Don't tell Michael. Surprise." I frowned at my phone. Why wouldn't Michael know? He was super close to his family. He told them everything, and they told him everything. If there was a family meeting, he'd be the first to hear. I showed the text to my best friend Jessica. She looked instantly wary. "That's weird, Charlotte," she said. "Why hide it from Michael?" She was right. It made no sense. Still, I decided not to mention it to Michael yet. I wanted to find out what was going on myself. That Sunday, I drove to his father Robert's huge estate outside Annapolis. The moment I stepped inside, I felt it. Something was wrong. The whole family was there. Robert, his wife Mary, David, Michael's younger sister Sarah, even an aunt and uncle from the West Coast. They sat like judges, waiting. "Sit down," Mary said. Her voice was flat. I stayed standing. "What is this?" Robert pushed a file across the table. "We need you to sign these. It's necessary." I picked up the papers. My hands started shaking. Divorce. Papers. I let out a short, sharp laugh. "You're serious?" Mary folded her hands. She gave me that same cold look she always did. "You don't fit in our family, Charlotte. You don't understand our way of life. You're a distraction to Michael." Sarah smirked. "We're handling this so Michael doesn't have the stress. Sign now, and it's easy." I looked at their faces, my stomach twisted. Did they really think they could just kick me out of my marriage like this? "Where's Michael?" I asked. "He's not here," Robert said. "He doesn't know. We want to spare him." I shook my head. "So you're ambushing me with divorce papers behind his back? You think I'll just agree?" Mary smiled, a winning smile. "It's for the best." That's when I reached into my bag. I pulled out my own file. I tossed it onto the table. "Actually," I said, "I have a surprise for you too." Robert grabbed the file. He started flipping through the pages. His face turned bright red. His hands trembled. What is this?" he stammered. Sarah leaned over. Her smirk was gone. "How did you get this?" I crossed my arms. "I've known for a while. I was just waiting." Michael's uncle picked up a sheet. He scanned it, his eyebrows furrowed. "Robert, is this true?" The room went silent. Robert didn't answer. Mary looked horrified. Just then, Michael walked in. "Hey, Dad, David said there was a..." He stopped. His eyes went from the papers on the table to everyone's stunned faces. "What's happening?" Mary straightened. "Up fast. Michael, sweetheart. Sit down. We can explain." Before they could lie, I turned to Michael. "Your family just tried to force me to sign divorce papers behind your back. They weren't expecting me to have my own paperwork." Michael looked confused. "What do you mean?" I pointed to my file. "That's proof of everything. I found fake documents, forged signatures, emails, stuff about your inheritance, about family property." He hesitated, then picked up the papers. As he read, his face went pale. His hands tightened. "Dad, what the hell is this?" His voice was unsteady. Robert said nothing. "Mom, tell me this isn't..." "Real," Michael pleaded. Mary avoided his eyes. I stepped closer. "It's real, Michael. Your family... They forged your name on trust documents years ago. They cut you out of your inheritance. They've been using your identity to take out loans, sign, things." Michael looked like he'd been hit. His breathing was shallow. He flipped through the documents faster. This can't be real." "Oh, it's real," I said. I turned a page in my file. "And it gets worse. See this? That's proof they used your name, your credit, to put our house up as collateral for one of their schemes." Michael's head snapped up. "They did what?" The color drained from Mary's face. His uncle gasped. "Robert, tell me you didn't." Still no answer. Michael turned back to me. His voice was hollow. How long have you known? Long enough, I said. I wanted undeniable proof before I said anything. Michael let the papers fall. He ran a hand through his hair. He looked sick. Robert finally spoke. His voice was rough. Michael, we did what we had to. You wouldn't understand. Michael cut him off. No. You stole from me, lied to me, used my name, and you tried to get rid of Charlotte so you wouldn't have to face me. Mary tried to take his hand. Sweetheart, we can fix this. Michael pulled away. No, Mom, you can't. He turned to me. His face was full of regret. Charlotte, I'm so sorry. I met his gaze and nodded. I know. His family sat in stunned silence. Michael grabbed my hand. Let's go, he said firmly. We walked out. We left them there with the mess they had made. That loan they took out in Michael's name failed. If I hadn't found out, we would have lost our home because of their fraud. Michael's hands were still shaking. He turned to his father, his eyes burning with anger. You did this? Robert's jaw was set tight. Your family, I said, my voice steady. They made me the villain, Michael. They painted me as the problem while they stole your future. Now that I know the truth, they tried to get rid of me before I could tell you. Sarah snapped, That's a lie. I looked at her calmly. Oh, really? I reached into my bag again. I pulled out another folder. I tossed it onto the table. Copies of messages, bank records. Maybe explain this, Sarah. Explain why you were bragging to your friend about how easy it was to trick Michael into signing things without reading them years ago. Sarah's face went bright red. I cut her off. I have screenshots. Your texts, the forged documents you helped create, everything. I turned back to Michael. Your family isn't just selfish. They're criminals. They committed fraud, identity theft. Robert slammed his fist on the table. Enough! I met his furious look. You don't get to decide that anymore. Michael was breathing, hard. He stared at his parents like they were strangers. His mother spoke. Her voice trembled. Michael, honey, everything we did was to help you. We were just protecting you. His voice was sharp, broken. Just stop! His mother flinched. For the first time, she looked afraid. She knew she had lost control of him. He looked at the divorce papers they had tried to force on me. Then at my file, the one that would end their hold on him. His voice was quiet, but firm. What do we do next? I smiled. First, I said. I slid a pen across the table. You sign my papers. Michael stared at the pen. His hand still shook, but his anger was cold now. His eyes were fixed on his parents. His mother was pale. Robert looked ready to explode. Sarah was seething. If Michael signed, everything they had built, their control, their access to his life, would crumble. Before Michael could pick up the pen, Robert lunged forward. His chair screeched back. No, he roared. You are not signing that, Michael. Flinched but didn't move. Oh, he's signing it, I said smoothly. And after that, we're pressing charges. Forgery, identity theft, fraud. A forensic accountant is going to love this. Robert's face was purple. His fists were clenched. You think you can walk into my house and threaten me? I smirked. Not a threat, a promise. Mary's voice was shaky. Michael, please, she begged. Think about your family. Everything we did was to help you. Michael looked at her. His voice broke. You stole from me. You lied. You almost made me lose my home. She reached for him. He pulled away like her touch burned him. Please, sweetheart, she whispered. We love you. I let out a short laugh. Funny way of showing it. I looked at Sarah. She was quiet. No smart remarks, Sarah? No insults? I prodded. Or are you just realizing how much trouble you're in? Sarah's mouth opened, then closed. She looked at her parents, then me, then Michael. Then she snapped. You want the truth? She spat. I raised an eyebrow. Go ahead. I love the truth, Sarah sneered. Fine. You were never part of this family. We only tolerated you because Michael was too blind to see through you. Michael's fists clenched. Sarah! She wasn't finished. You're nothing without Michael, she said bitterly. What will you do when this is over? His success came from us, his connections, his opportunities, ours. I just smiled. Their mask was completely off now. They've already lost ours, I thought. Take him away and you'll see how fast your life falls apart, Sarah hissed. I tilted my head. Is that so? I pulled out another folder. Sarah's smirk vanished. What's that? Oh, Sarah, I grinned, tapping the folder. Did you really think I wouldn't dig deep? I tossed the folder onto the table next to the other papers. Let's talk about embezzlement. Sarah froze. Robert's head snapped towards her. What? I nodded at the folder. Turns out your perfect daughter has been stealing money from the family accounts for years. Sarah's face went white. That's a lie. I opened the folder. I laid out the evidence. Bank records, fake invoices, money sent to another name. I slid a page toward Michael. And the best part? I smiled. Recognize this name? Michael read it. His eyes widened. Alex? Sarah's expression turned wild. Shut up! Michael looked at her, hurt and furious. Alex? The guy you swore was just a friend. You said you never had anything with him? Silence. Well, I said, shaking my head. Not only did you steal from your family, but you were funneling money to your side piece. Sarah lunged at me. Robert grabbed her arm. Is this true? His voice was low, dangerous. Sarah yanked her arm away but didn't answer. She couldn't. Her father's face twisted with rage. You idiot, he shouted. Do you have any idea what you've done? Mary put her hands to her mouth. Emily, tell me this isn't true. Correction, should be Sarah, keeping consistent with the name change. Self-correction. Need to keep Sarah as the name. Mary put her hands to her mouth. Sarah, tell me this isn't true. But the look on Sarah's face said everything. This felt good. Michael turned to me. How long have you known about Sarah? A couple of months, I shrugged. I wanted to be sure. He looked exhausted. Unbelievable. Robert was still flipping through the pages. His hands shook. This is a disaster. Yep, I said cheerfully. And now it's your problem. I turned to Michael. Sign the papers. Let's end this. He looked around. His mother was crying. His father stared blankly. Sarah trembled with rage. Finally, he picked up the pen. He signed. Their control over him was gone. Robert gripped the table edge. His voice was full of anger. You're going to regret this. I smiled. I doubt it. I picked up my papers. I took Michael's hand. We walked out. We left their perfect world in ruins. Revenge is best served slow and out in the open. Phase 1. Financial destruction. I gave all the evidence to a lawyer and a forensic accountant. When you mess with money and use fake names like they did, the IRS gets very interested. Within weeks, Robert's business was under investigation. His fake reports and schemes were exposed. Since they used our house as collateral with Michael's forged signature, the bank came after them. Their big fancy house in Annapolis was gone. Their expensive cars were taken. Even their family business, passed down for generations, collapsed under lawsuits and debts. I heard from Jessica that Mary had a complete breakdown when the bank took their house. Did I feel bad? Not at all. Sarah, their favorite child, thought she was untouchable. She wasn't. The money she stole, the fake invoices, the payments to Alex. I handed everything over. Just like that, her perfect life crumbled. With Robert's business gone, there was no one to cover for her. She was charged with fraud and theft. When she got arrested, I actually opened a bottle of champagne. She tried to play the victim, crying. To anyone who would listen, it didn't work. I made sure her job knew everything. She was fired and blacklisted. And Alex? He disappeared. The second things got bad. He left Sarah to deal with it alone. Last I heard, she was working a terrible job, drowning in debt, and completely shunned by the rich people she used to brag about. Good riddance. Michael and I finalized our divorce quickly. I got what I deserved. My share of our money, the house they tried to take, and peace of mind. Michael wasn't perfect. He let his family control him for too long. But once he saw the truth, he cut all ties with Robert, Mary, and Sarah. I have to give him credit. He didn't fight the divorce. He signed everything, apologized for being blind, and walked away from them forever. As for me, I took my settlement. I moved to a new city. I built a happy new life for myself, a life where I was finally free. The last thing I did, I made sure everyone knew. The rich families they tried to impress, the business contacts, the friends. Their family name didn't mean success anymore. It meant shame. No one wanted to be seen with them. They were ruined. And me? I was thriving. Revenge isn't always about hurting someone back. Sometimes it's just about letting them destroy themselves. And I got to watch. What do you think? Did I do the right thing? After everything they put me through, the lies, the manipulation, the betrayal, I stood up for myself. I took back my life. I walked away with my freedom, my dignity, and my future safe. They were left with what they earned. Was I too harsh? Or did they get exactly what they deserved? I want to hear from you. If you were in my place, what would you have done? Would you handle it differently? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you've ever had to break free from toxic family or in-laws, share your story. I know I'm not the only one who faced this kind of betrayal. Your experiences could help someone else find their strength. If I learned anything from all this, it's this. Never ignore the bad feelings. People show you who they are. Trust your gut. Protect yourself, your money, your feelings, legally. If something feels wrong, it probably is. You don't owe anyone your silence or your loyalty if they've shown they don't deserve it. So tell me, what advice would you give someone like I was? What lessons from my story can others use? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you believe in standing up for yourself and not letting anyone take advantage of you, hit the like button, share this story, subscribe for more. Because sometimes, the best revenge isn't just justice, it's living well despite them.